So, as Rob said, Iran first for England. And the Iran coach, Carlos Queiroz, faced some pretty difficult questions today in a news conference. Our senior reporter, Melissa Reddy, was there and joined us now. Melissa, good evening. Good to see you. So, tricky questions. What was he asked?
Yeah, there were some big issues for Carlos Queiroz to get stuck into. He was asked whether Iran's players would be allowed to protest against the regime, and he said as long as it's in the spirit of the game, that should be fine. They're allowed to express themselves. But he did bristle when he was asked if he's okay representing a nation that oppresses the rights of women. You can hear what he said on those two topics here.
In Iran, it is exactly like in your country, in England, you follow the spirit of the game and the laws of FIFA. As far as you express yourself in football according to those principles and values, everybody have the right to express themselves. You guys used to bend your knees in the games. Some people agree, some people don't agree with that. And in Iran, it is exactly the same. But it is out of question to think that the Iran national team is suffering any sort of issues like that. The players, they only have one thing in mind, which is to fight for that dream to be in the second round.
Are you okay representing a country, Iran, in this World Cup that represses the rights of women?
To which channel you work?
Sky.
How much you pay me to answer to that question? You are a private company, how much you pay me? Talk with your boss, and at the end of the World Cup, I can give you the answer if you make me a good offer. Thank you.
You say it's an honor, but are you honoured?
No, I'm saying to answer to that question, don't put in my mouth words that I did not say. I'm asking to your company how much you pay me to answer to that question. Okay?
Okay, thank you. We have 20 minutes now. Training open, please.
I think you should start to think about what happened with the immigrants in England also. And think about that.
Now, that was quite a strange exchange. And on the point there of reminding the reporter to focus on and think about what's happening in his own country, Gareth Southgate has referenced that before, you know, making sure your own house is in order before you take the moral high ground. But I think we need to actually understand the scale of what's happening in Iran. On Monday, Iran's parliament voted to bring in the death penalty for those protesting for women's rights. There's been around 326 deaths already in the country during these 2 months of protests. At least 25 of them have been women, 43 children. So, you know, there's dramatic scenes there. And while as managers and players, you know, the World Cup is the pinnacle for your career, you want to focus on that, you can't just ignore what's happening in the country you're representing. Queiroz did say that once a ball is kicked in Qatar, everyone will be focusing on the football and forget everything else. And I don't think that's true, not for the people who are fighting for women's rights in Iran, for the people fighting for rights here in Qatar and wherever else in the world that this is happening. You know, you just cannot focus on football because it's the World Cup.